As he said, she's standing by her husband, blaming the media for spreading lies about him. And Lindsay Davis here with a closer look at their relationship. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, George. The Republican presidential nominee's wife is now talking candidly in her first interviews in months. And she dismisses the Access Hollywood recording between the former host Billy Bush and her husband as simply boy talk, and says Bush egged Trump on and that what Trump said does not count as sexual assault.
He apologized to me, and I accept his apology, and we are moving on.
Melania Trump not only defends her husband, she goes on the attack.
Is it fair for the media to bring up Bill Clinton's past, or for Donald Trump to bring up Bill Clinton's past?
Well, if they bring my past, why not?
So they're asking for it.
They're asking for it. They started.
The woman typically known to keep a low profile is no longer shying away from entering the fray.
Oh, poor Melania. Don't feel sorry for me. Don't feel sorry for me. I can handle everything.
Her stand by her man position is somewhat reminiscent of Hillary Clinton in 1998, when her husband was president and faced accusations of sexual misconduct.
This vast right-wing conspiracy that has been conspiring against my husband since the day he announced for president.
It was left-wing and left-wing media.
The couple first met at a Fashion Week party in 1998. She told Harper's Bazaar she refused to give Trump her phone number. Instead, the Slovenian model asked him for his. They went on their first date soon after. In 2005, they were married, and a year later, Melania gave birth to their son, Barron. She's mostly stayed off the campaign trail to raise him until her most maligned appearance at the Republican convention this summer.
The only limit to your achievements,
the only limit to the height of your achievements is the reach of your dreams and your willingness to work hard for them.
Since Speechgate, Melania has stayed out of the limelight. But just last week, Melania's legal team demanded an apology from People magazine, disputing reporter Natasha Stoyanov's claims that sometime after she says she was assaulted by Donald Trump, she bumped into Melania on the street in 2005 and had a conversation with her.
I was never friend with her. I would not recognize her.
So as the campaign winds down, Mrs. Trump is hoping to land some punches before the final bell.
People want to go against him, but my husband is real. He's raw. He tells it as it is.
According to the New York Times, Trump's aides urged Melania to show her support for her husband by doing a sit-down interview with Trump, but Melania reportedly did not like that idea. In her interview with Fox News, she is very clear that she is her own woman and no one will make her do anything she doesn't want to do. Robin and George.
Okay, Lindsay, thanks very much. Let's bring in Cokie Roberts to talk more about this right now. And Cokie, as Lindsay pointed out in the piece right there, real echoes of Hillary Clinton both in 1998 and 1992. Question today is, how effective was it?
Probably not terribly effective, in the same way that Hillary Clinton wasn't terribly effective in those interviews. I think that it's keeping the story alive, for one thing. But another is that Melania Trump, in some ways, is not terribly recognizable to a lot of voters. During the Republican convention, I interviewed a number of Republican female delegates who basically said that they couldn't relate to her. She was too beautiful, she was too rich, and that they didn't see her as an authentic person in the same way that people see Michelle Obama, for instance.
She was very much going after the accusers. It seems like that was part of the strategy in having her come out and speak, Cokie.
Well, in some ways, that I think was her most effective part, because it was about her as opposed to being about her husband, where she said, they went after me, so why not? But again, that brings up her past and gives people excuses to put out nude pictures of her, which is not terribly helpful to the campaign.
I think the other part you could say would be effective, though, is to see her publicly accepting her husband's apology.
Well, which of course she did in a statement, and now she's done publicly as well. But I don't think that that's something that people would expect her to do anything else but accept his apology. But look, we've been looking at voters who basically say they don't care. We've got a very partisan electorate right now. What I do think it might be true is that it might have energized some of Hillary Clinton's voters to say we don't want this man.
I know, because Martha Raddatz was here, picking up on what you were just saying there, Koki. Martha Raddatz was here. She spoke to voters who basically said it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he did. So is a bigger deal being made out of it than it really is?
Well, I think that no, I really don't think so. I think even if it doesn't matter to a lot of voters who are very firmly set in their place, that it has started a national conversation, Robin.
True.
That women are feeling a little bit empowered by. That they're saying, you know, this is not okay. And there's a whole Twitter site, Not Okay, with thousands of women on it now telling their own stories. So I think this has a life even beyond this campaign.
Yeah, the reaction has been extraordinary when you really when you break it down. All right, Koki, thanks so much.
Good to be with you.